Good morning. Today is Thursday, January 4, 2024. It's a few minutes after 9 o'clock a.m., about 25 minutes before the market opens, and you are looking at 9 levels that have been identified to trade against today. As you know, these levels in the SPY or spiders are the basis for activating trades in the E-mini futures, or the ES for short. The vertical dotted line on the left is where the spiders closed yesterday on Wednesday, and everything after this line will be today's activity in the spiders, and we'll circle back around this afternoon to analyze the trades for today. And currently, the spiders are around 468.60 or so in the pre-market. Okay, here we are after the market has closed for the day. 3 levels were hit and produced 2 profitable trades, and we'll take a closer look at where the action was. I'm leaving the 471.12 on the chart, even though the spiders never got to that level. It's actually 471.07 with the 5-cent buffer applied, and I'll explain that one later. But after 9:45 a.m., orders were keyed in the system to buy E-mini contracts if the spiders came down into and touched 468.80, and to sell E-mini contracts if the spiders went up to and touched 470.40. They were between the 2 levels at this point when the market opened, and you'll notice the 5-cent buffer had already been applied, as I mentioned. They were much closer to this 460.80 level, so the long position was entered quickly, as it is no surprise there, and the spiders continued higher. After that was triggered, provided a pretty quick base hit. That position was closed out, and starting around maybe a quarter after 10 a.m. or so, the spiders basically consolidated under this 470.40 level. If they're going to do that, I'd like to see them do that a little closer to the level, which increases the odds that they are building up steam to power through that level. In those cases, you need to make a decision whether to chance that level or wait for the better entry point for the trade, like up at the next level if there is one available. And the consolidation didn't look as obvious on this 1-minute chart, but the longer they hung out below 470.40, I was getting more and more interested in how other time frames were looking, like the 5 and 10 and 15-minute charts. They showed a clear bullish consolidation under development. And also the 1-hour chart at this time showed a pretty strong close at the 10:30 a.m. candle. And they were fighting the 20-period moving average on the daily chart. Just several things like this that were worth considering. And the spiders were basically floating at this point and the volume was low. So I made the decision based on all this information that I was gathering that I would enter a short position in the E-minis at the halfway point between this 470.40 and the 471.07. And I left the 471.07 on the chart to provide a better visual of my train of thought at the time. The other thing you would have to take into consideration when you have this kind of information to work with is that because of the relatively small spread between these levels to the immediate north here, there is a good possibility that if a short trade at the first level didn't quickly pull back to provide a pace hit, there would be a good chance that the trade would continue higher and get to the next level before any fumble signal might materialize. And what do you do if you're already in a short position and you find yourself at the next level higher before a base hit has occurred? Well, you average in by selling again at the next level up. So I mentioned all this just to give you an idea of where I was mentally at around 11 a.m. this morning. I keyed in to trigger a short trade in the E-minis at 470.74, which is the halfway point between these 2 levels. And you can see that the spiders got there. They did build up enough steam. They powered through the 470.40 level. They even went through the new entry level, and a short trade was triggered, went above it, but they were out of money a little bit. They never got to 471.07, so I couldn't add to the position, or I should say I did not add, abiding by the rules. It would have been nice if the market gave me that opportunity, but if abiding by these rules, I just went with half of my normal position size at the 470.74 level, and I was happy to take the base hit when they did pull back several minutes later. And incidentally, had you ignored the signs and just went ahead and sold it precisely, precise calculated level here at 470.40, the trade would have worked out anyway. Entering at 470.40, you would have seen your trade out of the money immediately and a spike above the fumble threshold a little, but really no issues at all during the development of this trade. You would not have fumbled in reverse anyway, because like we already discussed, you would have needed to plan on selling again up at the next level up, which they never got to. All that being said, I got my base hit at a more conservative level, and in either case, the trade was a winner. And after that second base hit, the spiders came all the way back down and tested this first level over here at 468.80, and it was off the table for me at this point. It's just always good to get confirmation that these levels are indeed important. And the spiders did make it down to 476.15, which is now 476.20. The 15 was a precise calculated number, but no trade was activated at this point in the E-minis because of the time of day. Sometimes trade late in the day will work out, but I prefer to stick to my rules because there are more times than not when the market makes bigger moves in the wrong direction, and I don't want to be in the trade when the clock is ticking toward the closing bell. In case you're wondering, this level would have worked fine provided a base hit. The futures market is open until 4:15 p.m. and they bounced enough to get a base hit before they close. We can take a look at the post-market data in the SPY just to get post-market, to get an idea of what the futures did. And there's a pretty interesting spike here. And where do they go? Here at 4:08 p.m. in the post-market, they went precisely 468.75, which is the original level from this morning. So again, these levels are important. It's all math. But let's take another look at the tracking log to see how these two trades translated into money. As we saw, the spiders first got to the 468.75 level. That was a quick base hit in the morning, and they went up to 470.45. It would have worked at the precise calculated level. My trade was a little higher, but either way, it was a base hit, and they came back down, passed through those levels, which are off the table at that point. And when they hit 467.15, it was after 3:30 p.m. I'm not taking a trade at that point. So 2 base hits, 8 ES points, and pretty good day. And I think you understand the rest of this chart. You've seen it enough. So I hope you found this information interesting and helpful. Have a great day.